Hi,
Hi,
Greg.
he's trying
Please
to
slate
look.
with
Looking
your
at
name
the
and
stuff
outlet.
on your walls.
Oh, Greg Russell, NBC Detroit. Oh, just a lot of old memorabilia like old Hollywood sign, Darth Vader, Batman.
I love that. I'm a huge Chaplin fan. Do you like Charlie
Oh.
Chaplin?
Absolutely.
Oh, look at this. This
Oh,
is a real poster. It's a classic City Lights poster.
Oh, wow.
It's super rare.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
It is. Geez, yeah, it's fun to have, all this type of stuff because I see, David, you've got some pictures and stuff behind you as well.
David doesn't know shit. That's all bullshit.
Look at Nick next to
For
Charlie.
him at parties.
No, Nick's got an old Arby's wrapper in his couch. If you guys want
Okay.
to go ahead, Greg. We
All
can
right. No, this is fun. This is what it's all about. Just like with this movie, obviously, of course, with everything that's going on with it, you just need to sit down and watch something and howl and just laugh uncontrollably. And that's what you're getting with this.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, just funny all the way out. Because I can only imagine, David, for you get the script, you're just going, is it getting crazier as it goes on?
That's the fun part. It's like you get these scripts and you read them and you go, some of these comments, you go, all right, I see everything coming on, whatever. I mean, I'll do it, but and then you get this one, and I'm like, what is going on? Like I keep reading it, and then I think this Missy, the Wrong Missy characters better be somebody really good. That's the scariest part. I know Nick's good, I know Rob's good, I know everyone we have in there, and I go, God, it's just so much the movie. It all hangs on her, and we lucked out. We got someone that was great, and that you haven't overseen a million times. Right. So you're an audience going, you don't know all her moves, you know what I mean? So you go, oh, that's weird. Oh, look what she's doing there. And that's the beauty we got, the first crack at her doing a whole leading part,
Yeah, that was huge. That was the first thing when I read the script. I was like, who is playing Missy?
Right.
Because it is a giant, like David said, I know all the people that we work with already. So to have somebody come in and hit it out of the park like Lauren did it was epic.
No, that's for sure. And I was just saying, Nick, what is it like when you guys all get back together? I mean, it's great seeing, your group all the time in films and working, because you can tell you're just having a great time.
I sometimes when Sandler, I hear about a movie idea that sounds really funny, but I know I'm not in it. I'm like, oh, that would have been a really fun one, because some of these are really fun to be on. Nick's probably might have been in more because he'll bring him in for stuff. And but we did the Do-Over together. That was a blast.
Yeah.
I did Ridiculous Six, but I had a couple of days on it. But when we get to do the whole run of the picture, and we're all there. It's good having Nick around for dinner. It's just good because you can also run jokes by each other and say. And I also know if I'm going to see him with Nick, he's going to do a joke after the joke I'm thinking of. So you try to get the stakes up. So if you're watching and you're a comedy guy, you're like, okay, these aren't going to be hopefully the most cornball ones. We're trying to keep it at a level. And then Lauren was like that too, just doing stuff out of the blue you don't see coming. And people appreciate that, I think.
Yeah, it was super fun too. And it's always one of my favorite scenes, if not my favorite, was just basically a hotel room scene with me and David and Schneider. Oh, yeah. Because, we've worked together now for 15 years. So it's fun to have just a scene just with us and just seeing who's going to do what and say what. I mean, David's character was more reserved, but it made it even almost more fun to throw shit at him and just see how he kind of dealt with it.
Not to laugh, and I can't react. I can't really jump on the joke train. I have to sit there. But some of those takes, when you're doing it, it's hard for Nick or Rob, because when we do those takes, the second you're done, you start laughing, and then they go, let's just do a couple more. You don't even have time to think of what you're going to do different. So while it's just playing, you just go, I'm just going to say this. Like, just see what happens. Because then Rob will react or Nick will react, and then it'll just bring something different. If you're just going to do another one, why not? Right. And then they have to go through them. The hard part is picking which joke from each scene, each take to make the whole scene and keep the levels and make it right. So when I saw the movie, I was glad. I go, okay, good. At least it's funny.
Absolutely. Gentlemen, thank you both so very, very much. Continue to have a great rest of your day and look forward to seeing much more of you in the future.
Yeah, you too, man. Hang in there. I love your picture, dude.
All right. Thank you. Take care.
Yeah, you too, man. Cheers.
Cheers. All right, Lauren. Great to see you.
Great to see you.
And I have to ask you, when you got the script for this movie, were you reading through and going, what? What's going on here? I can only imagine.
Yeah. This script was wild, and I really couldn't believe what was already on the page for this character. So I was very excited to get the chance to audition for someone so nutty, and ultimately they let me run free with it and just add so much. So it was really, really fun.
I can only imagine. Also a very physical role too.
Yeah, and that part was kind of surprising to me because I mean, I read in the script that she's going to fall off a cliff and she's going to jump to a boat, and I just didn't think I would be doing any of that. I just kind of thought there would be someone who would do that stuff. And on the day, it turns out I got to try it as much as I could, you know. So they, every stunt as much as I could, and then they'd bring in my 3 amazing stunt doubles to pull it all off. I mean, this character like falls so many times and is doing so many crazy things. So thank God I had some women who are willing to do that.
Good. Also, it's a romantic comedy, but really kind of with a different spin on it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's kind of unexpected that it ends up being romantic in any way because, you know, right off the bat, the characters, I mean, Missy's in love with Tim right away. She's excited about him and ready to go wherever he's going, but Tim is not on board with her. So it doesn't seem like it's going to go that way considering how different they are. But, you know, you have to watch and see how it unfolds.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Big surprise. But yeah, also, you know, so many comedic people in this. I mean, and especially with things that are going on right now for all of us, it's something you really need. We need to just sit back and just howl laughing. And that's what you do with this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm definitely looking for those things right now just to take my mind off of everything. So I'm grateful that this movie is coming out at a time when people need a laugh, and hopefully people can use it to kind of forget about everything for a second.
That's for sure. And then I think one of the scenes that just really made me just laugh the most was when you guys were on the boat and they had to go underwater in the shark cage, because I think anybody who's ever grown up, especially knowing the movie Jaws, you see that cage, you imagine Richard Dreyfuss, and you automatically know nothing good can come of this.
That's like my worst fear. I could never do that in real life. I mean, that's truly so crazy. I know David had to get trained with scuba gear and all that stuff to get in there, and I'm too afraid of water. I can't do that. Oh my God. And sharks, obviously.
Yeah, right. The sharks, that's the main, right there.
Yeah, water and then the sharks.
Right. And had you ever had a situation like that? Because that made me think as well when watching the movie. I have done that before where I've texted the wrong person, you know?
Oh, yeah. I've had it to me where someone was talking about me and they sent it to me. And I was like, oh, I think you meant to say this to somebody else because this is hurtful. And then they were like, oh. And then we had to have a whole conversation. And that's rough. That's really rough.
It really is. And I've learned as well, you know, like if you do a voice text, which I always do, read it first.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I know those can often have crazy typos that say something you don't mean. And also, I mean, yeah, people, I think, just kind of send text so fast, you don't realize who you're sending it to. And it's a risky game we're all playing.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Well, hey, who knows? Might be a part 2, you know, coming up with this.
I would love it. I would love it. Very available right now. So
you're going to sound like me. People call me up every day. Hey, what do you got up? I said, I think I'm checking my schedule. I'm good through November. So they go, oh, okay, great.
Yeah, it's a weird time we're in for sure.
It really is. So, hey, folks, check out the movie. Get your laugh on. Lauren, great talking to you.
You too. Thanks so much.
Take care. Hey, Molly, how are you?
I'm good, Greg. How are you? How's Detroit?
It's doing well. I unfortunately haven't been out to see much of it as of late, but I'm looking forward to getting out and enjoying some delicious food and just, you know, seeing the city and seeing how beautiful it is. How about you?
Los Angeles, still on lockdown. We see our backyard, which is, I mean, honestly, I thank God every day for it with 3 little kids. But again, like you, I'm ready for this to be over. You know, it's been a hard time for everyone. I'm officially going to fire myself as a homeschool teacher very, very soon.
Oh, wow.
So, like you, I'm ready to get out.
That sounds good. We'll go out and have a sandwich at the same time, but at different locations.
Watch The Wrong Missy.
That's right. Oh, that's what I was going to say. The thing is, like with this movie, especially during these times, you just want something sometimes where you can just sit down, watch it, and just howl. And, you know.
And I this movie, Greg, I think Lauren and David and Rob and all, Tyler, the director, and Nick Swardson was
Yeah.
so funny. And we had such a good time shooting it. And, they took a lot of chances, and it's crazy and inappropriate as it is.
Yeah.
There's a really good love story.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the wrong Missy ends up being the right Missy. And I think a lot of people will take a lot from that, and I think we've all texted, emailed, thought you were on a BCC when you weren't. But
Right.
I think it's really fun, and I think everyone really can relate.
Right. Oh, because yeah, I mean, we were talking about that with some of the other folks. There have been plenty of times. I think I'm texting you, Molly, but then it's the other one I know, and it's like, fortunately, it's nothing off the wall. But you're like going, oh my God, you got to start reading these things a little bit better.
Oh, well, I've emailed and texted the person I was like actually bitching about, so that was fun. It was one of my best friends. I'm like, and she's like, really? I am. I'm like, yes. I was talking to you.
It's like, I got to come clean. I've already let it out here. And even like with your character in the movie, it was almost, serendipitous the way she and David's character met each other in the beginning. And you're thinking, oh, okay, nothing can possibly go wrong, but it does.
I think that I love that it flipped it. It's, you go, and you're like, wait a second, it goes completely the other way. But I thought Lauren did an incredible job. She's so funny. She plays the other Missy, and I think both of our characters, I'm supposed to be the perfect one, and then she's supposed to be the outrageous, will do anything, will say anything. And I think that's what I love ultimately about the story, is that you just never know.
Yeah. Nope, absolutely. I mean, that's how a lot of relationships and things get started. You think, anytime it's like, okay, last time I'll see this person, and then you don't know.
It's not really a secret anymore, but I met my husband. I'd known him, and then we'd kind of gotten reconnected at the beginning of the year, many years ago. And he asked me out for an entire year before I would go out with him. So now we're married and have 3 kids.
Oh,
12 months. So you never know.
no, and not to any funny, it's just like me and my wife. We knew each other in junior high, but we got back together 25 years later, and we've been together ever since.
I know. And that's the thing. I also think, like, you can have those connections, whether it be in an airport, a Starbucks, a coffee shop, like David and I's character, you had that connection, meeting, while waiting to get another plane. And, sometimes you go back and you think, oh, that was a really good conversation. Or, you know what I mean? Like, and I really do love the play on that. Oh,
Yes.
let me text her,
Right. Well, Molly, thank you so much. And like I said, look forward to both of us getting out and enjoying some.
Stay safe, stay calm.
You too. Take care.